Yeah.
Ciao, everybody, and welcome to the Bianconeri Zone's second ever episode of our podcast. And today, it's basically we're going to go over how we switched finally our formation to a 4-2-3-1. We're going to go over our tactical board and seeing where that was positively affected and negatively affected, because it wasn't a perfect game against Salernitana, and we all know that. With me is Aleandro Fonsello. Buddy, what's going on?
I'm good. Very good.
You're good and you're hungry,
Oh yeah,
apparently.
I'm hungry.
After this, he's going to make himself some pasta, and it's going to be 12 or midnight where he is. So, sounds delicious anyway. As you can see in our bottom ticker there, on the little display we got going, we have an event for obviously Christmas time. It is 3 weeks away, and we're giving away an official Juventus jersey. Now, that's only possible with you guys' support as always. So keep subscribing, keep liking the videos, keep doing your thing, become a member. All that stuff helps us, and obviously it's going to help you with it gives you a chance to win a new jersey.
Yeah.
That will be given away, I believe. When did you say?
Normally the week before Christmas, we will announce it on Twitter and also on YouTube. How you can win it. Probably next week. I think after the Malmo game. When Tuesday,
okay.
Thursday.
Yep.
If it goes to plan.
So after match day 6 of the Champions League against Malmo, we'll be giving it away or giving you the chance to win it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Always click the bell icon and stay notified for all our latest stuff, especially now because there's stuff to give away. So with that, we're going to do our usual thing here. We're going to go through our tactical board, talk in general about what's happened in the past week, what's transpired in the world of Juventus, and then we will get into injury time and talk about the great questions that were asked to us for us to answer on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, and again, thank you for reaching out. Thank you for all the questions. There's some very good questions in there. But for now, in general, Ale, dude, talk to me about what is going on off the pitch. On the pitch, we saw it Tuesday. Win's a win. Good stuff. Clean it up. We go move on.
Yeah.
But what's going on off the pitch?
To be honest, I don't know. To be honest, nobody knows. Like, let's be real. Because I said in the daily video I made, the reports are very conflicting. Like some of them, they don't really make a lot of sense. I saw Gazzetta dello Sport posting an article and then deleting it. It's all over the place. Like at the moment, basically, they're looking for a paper and they cannot find it, or something. They're looking for something that doesn't exist, but they're looking for it. Like it's very strange. That's one thing. Then they are investigating the lawyer of Juve because basically
the Cesare guy, right?
Yeah,
Cesare, whatever. Yeah.
He made the balance sheet look better than it actually is, which is kind of amateuristic because like these things come out. I mean, like it's very strange that a big company, and they're owned by even bigger company, make these stupid mistakes. Like it would be very embarrassing. Let's be real. Like you're gonna get caught at some point. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Also because the numbers get checked by FIFA, UEFA, and all those things. So
of course.
Very strange.
Yeah, let's say this again. Every transfer is audited.
Yeah.
Like let's not get carried away. Like the fact that the Italian police or whatever, the Italian sport police or whatever, they are investigating this. It is all strange at the same time.
Yeah, like basically, they said they made some fake invoices for expenses that never happened.
Yep.
And stuff like that, which again sounds very amateuristic. Like you wouldn't expect that from a big company. And again, the club is owned by an even bigger company. Like that's very amateuristic because you're gonna get caught if that happened. That's one thing. And the other thing is the Plus Valenza thing. Basically, you cannot get punished for because like there's no rule.
No.
Like you make up the numbers. It's for inflating the books. Like everybody knows that. But at the end of the day, if someone pays you 60 mil for, I don't know, Frabotta, like they pay you 60 million euros. Like it is what it is. I think that's basically what a lawyer also said in a newspaper. Like there's no rule. Like I don't know how you can punish someone for not breaking the rules. That's
like any average Joe like you or I. As soon as, like, for example, the Spinazzola and Pellegrini transfer, we knew what it was.
Yeah.
Like, just like, I'm from Canada and I barely studied business. I know what that means. I know what we're doing here. They weren't trying to hide it. So how could it be wrong? And multiple teams are doing it as well. Like, investigate Rome if that's what we're doing as well.
Yeah.
So,
and also
on that front, I think we're in the clear. Like, there's nothing there.
No. And also, again, as I said in the daily video, I'm not reporting that much. Just some little bits from sources I think that are, how do you want to call it, reliable.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So as you cough, we're going to continue. Obviously, you're right.
Yeah, I'm all right. They're comparing it to the Chievo situation, but the Chievo situation. So what Chievo did, they also did plus Valenza, but they did it on players that were not even playing for the club.
Yeah.
Like, not even in the youth system. Nobody knew where those players went. So they got points deducted. That's not the case with us. Again.
Yeah.
For those things, you can get a fine at max, which the club will pay out of his own pocket, I guess, because, I don't know, that's nothing to do with us.
Daddy Elkin.
Yeah. Now, if you fake some numbers and there are payments that are not registered, which is not allowed, also because you have shareholders, like, you cannot do that.
You have to disclose the facts.
Then you will get a punishment. Again, it's not going to be Serie B, it's going to be a fine, and maybe you're going to get points deducted. But at the moment, they don't have anything. They're searching for a piece of paper, and like nobody knows what we're talking about. I think the media is blowing it up a bit, putting it in a bit, how do you want to call it, in a
weird news cycle. It's like front page. Like,
it's a weird context. Like, also because Napoli and all those teams are also under investigation. But
100%.
You can only hear us. But again, like, we don't know much, and the newspapers either. Like, they're just guessing at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So, follow-up question. I saw Calcio financial, like, in English. Yeah. So, financial soccer is what Calcio Finanza is. Yeah. I saw them saying there was wiretaps about the Ronaldo transfer. That's all whatever as well, right? Like, we sold him for that much money. I don't understand.
Yeah. No. The wiretap was basically for something else. The payment when there was a pandemic and the players agreed to take a sort of pay cut and get paid later on. And they
just waited for the payment.
Based on those, how do you want to call it, wiretaps, they think Ronaldo got paid under the table, so off the books. But they're searching, like, if you do that, there's not going to be a paper for it, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Like,
under the books for a reason.
Sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you did that, you're not going to put that on paper, on official papers. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's something you basically do under the table, and maybe Agnelli or the family just pay it out of their own pockets or something like that.
Yeah, and again, like you said, it's not. No one knows what that paper. It's not documented for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't prove it.
If you if the club has has put that on paper, like, they should be all get sacked. Like, that's the most idiotic thing to do. Like, I don't know. So that's why I'm like, again, nobody knows. Like, even Romeo is replying to basically tweets saying, I don't know. Like, nobody has an idea at the moment. The newspapers are just going with it because, well, it sells.
Yep, I agree. So with that, we'll drop the stuff off the pitch for now, because, again, if our main resource has no idea, like Romeo Agresti, who's most in tune person at the club, or away, like, that's not a part of the club, but he's a journalist about the club, then no one has an idea.
No.
So we'll move out from off the stuff things. And before we get into the tactical board, he did say something. Romeo Agresti, again, the most trusted person on Juventus news, he did say something about Dejan Kulusevski today.
Oh yeah, we will.
And how, we'll get into that later on, because I think someone asked a question about that. So we'll get into that later on. So now we're going to move over to our tactical board session, session, part of the podcast. Again, episode 2, guys. Thanks for all listening. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay notified. Again, you see our new Christmas advert. A jersey is going to be coming for that lucky member. So follow that. So on our first picture here on a tactical board, what are we looking at besides movement from Kulusevski?
Yeah, that's it. So the title of the show is gonna be, because we switched formation. We did maybe not in the first 10 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
Something like that, and then after that we truly switched. Now, because we switched, there's more movement. Like there is movement just because the way you're set up. And I think this is one of the movements that you're gonna get when a 4-2-3-1. Like Kulusevski coming from, how do you want to call it? Basically wing position.
Wide position.
Not really wing. Coming in, and you can see the defender. He pulls the defender, but he also pulls the central defender. Like he's coming towards Kulusevski, which isn't the smartest thing to do, but like it happens. Like you see someone coming towards you, you take 2 steps. And he plays a 1-2 with Dybala, and Dybala has a lot of space to shoot. Like, he hits it perfectly, but he has a lot of space to shoot.
Yep.
Like, and in a 4-4-2, you're not getting that. Like, no chance.
No, the wingers are drilled out wide.
Yeah, they're stuck at the wide. Like, there's no movement coming inside. It's very stale. It's very, how do you want to call it? Predictable.
It's static. Yeah,
movement. It's very static.
So again, this also allows Cuadrado to go wide.
Yeah.
Which is where you want high and wide. That's where you want Cuadrado. Kulusevski becomes an inside forward, whatever. We'll make up positions as we go. But if we were playing with 2 forwards, this never happens. This could never happen.
No.
This
doesn't happen.
This confuses another. Well, to what extent, I don't know. If you're well drilled at the back, maybe that might not confuse you. But Kulusevski coming in, like you said, draws 2 or 3 defenders with him, and then you can play. Look at that spacing though. Keane, Kulusevski, Dybala, beautiful.
Yeah, and again, it wasn't perfect. We will get in some things that weren't perfect, but I think that's only normal because like you're not. Yeah, it's not trained. Like that's why I hope we had a few more. Like we had more time compared to the last couple of weeks. Like we played on Tuesday and we're playing on Sunday. So my hope is we trained on this. And we against Genoa we play again like this, and against Malmo again, like and Bologna.
Well, word on the street. Sorry, word on the street is we are going to be playing this.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say, like if you go to Bologna, you play like this, you don't pick up the win. The next game, still play like that. Don't switch it
100%.
back. Like
100%.
There are gonna be bumps in the road. Again, we cannot afford to lose points. But if you stay with 4-4-2, we're gonna lose points either way. So at least try something different. He did that. Now he needs to basically continue with that. Again, I don't think our Bianconeri and Locatelli in the 2, that, how you want to call it, solid together.
2 pivots.
Yeah, can you trust him? Probably not. Maybe in the biggest game he's not going to play like that in Champions League, which I can't understand because I don't think they can hold up.
Yeah.
But you need to implement that style. Even in transition, stuff like that. Like you cannot play the same way because it's not working. It isn't working.
Yeah. We want to move to the next picture now? Are we good?
Yeah, it's basically the same. It's copy paste.
Yeah.
It's copy paste because
it's good movement again from the attacking players.
Yeah, just look at the players on Morata and Dybala dropping deep because I paused the video a bit later, but Dybala dropped deep and he took 2 defenders with him, as you can see.
Yep.
And he's gone. Again, it's Salernitana against a better team.
He continued his run. Yeah. That's the key thing, though.
Like he didn't stop. Again, it's Salernitana. I get that. But even if you're drilled to do this against bigger team, those opportunities will come at some point of the game.
Yeah, maybe you're still gonna confuse again. That you're still gonna bring people out of position when you move a lot. That's it's gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe not to this extent because this is why this is a bit over the top. But like it's Salernitana, but still, like we struggled to do this against Spezia, against Empoli, Sassuolo, name it. But this is perfect. Like these are patterns of play.
Yeah, there's a clear style. There's a clear style. Dybala comes in, picks up the ball, and then the inside, the two wider midfielders in the three, they came in and supported the main striker, and they were mobile. And Kulusevski, again, I'm going to say this again. Kulusevski, best game of the season. Why? Played in the right spot. Yeah. Easy as you like. That's simple.
Yeah, I agree. He was getting a lot of stick after the game, and I was like, I don't know. After this game, you shouldn't be getting that much stick. No. I found that very strange that he was getting stick after the game, because I think he played a good game. Again, it wasn't perfect. Nobody was perfect. We will get into it in the next pictures. But it was much better, and that's what I said.
For sure.
We will get in the question, and also the news today that he might be leaving. I'm not like, I get we need money and we need to sell someone, but then again, like, you're selling him and maybe keeping Bernardeschi, like, it's so strange.
It's weird.
It's like, just thinking about it, it's the wrong move. Like, you know what I mean?
It's the wrong asset management. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. So it's very
especially
disappointing.
if he ends up, I'm going to say, shining out of this month of December, because he's in the right spot. It's going to be even more of a piss off if he actually does get sold. So we'll continue. But again, this is very good movement from the attackers. That's all we're trying to portray here.
Yeah, I will keep.
And this is the chance that Dybala missed 1v1.
Yeah,
just to say what happened after. Yeah,
you should have scored that. Like, that's that's like, if that's a big game and you get that chance, you need to put it away easily.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. Talking about Dybala, we will move to the next one because now we'll get in the bad stuff. Like, so the game was better. It was much better compared to previous game. I know it's Sanitana, but just overall play, it was better, but it wasn't perfect.
No.
Like, we misplaced. Like, on a technical level, this team is not great, and it's strange if you look at the players we have, like Dybala, Chiesa, even Quadrado, Locatelli. Like, if they play, some of the decisions we make on the ball, they baffle me.
It's weird.
Like, look at this one from Dybala. Like, that's an easy pass, and he just, I don't know where. Like, you can see the line. There's where the ball is going.
Right out of bounds. Like, Kulusevski, that's Kulusevski, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no chance.
Kulusevski's, and there's a rule in the game. When you're running forwards, the passer has to pass it in front of you so you can beat onto the ball. If the player is looking at you and his shoulders are square to you, you pass right to his feet. That's basic. That's underage stuff that I coach.
Yeah, like,
these guys are well-paid professionals. And
if you play the video, like, Kulusevski had no chance because he was facing towards the ball. Like, the ball was gone.
Shoulders. Yep.
And we did that a lot during the game. Like, we will get into it. Like, misplaced passes, those things remain a problem for us. Like, again, it's very strange because, like, we misplaced some of the stupidest passes in transition. That's the most frustrating thing. We will get into Kulusevski's pass.
I was gonna say because the game stats at the end of the game, they had 93% passing and 759 completed passes. But you're exactly right. Those 7% of the passes that weren't connected weren't in midfield.
Yeah.
Or not really in midfield. It was in these situations here where it's just a killer when you're in an attack.
Yeah.
It's in those situations. Like, the general passing, it was, of course, 93%. Holy shit. Like, that's phenomenal. But in where it counts, this team still lacks, I don't know, mental strength to just complete a 10-yard pass. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think it is mental because, like, look at, like, again, a lot of these players are not good enough. We know that, but even the best players misplace some stupid passes on a consistent basis, and I think that's just creeping into the players' heads because they need to win now. Like, it's not going smoothly. I think it's that, but at some point you need to turn it around because against Chelsea away, we did that a lot. Like, you cannot do that against those teams. They will eat you up alive, which they did at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, like, against the better teams, you cannot do that. Like, if we move on to Pellegrini's one, like, that's insane what he does here. Like, again, he played a good game, Pellegrini, yeah? Just going overall, I just picked up some players. Like, Dybala, I could have picked up Betancourt, Locatelli. All of them did. But I just remember these ones, so I picked these ones. Like, you cannot do that. Like, look what he does. Like, he plays straight to, like, if you play the video.
So early in the game, though, too.
And if you play the video, there's no Juve player in the area, like, completely.
Yeah.
There's no one. So he's not aware of his surroundings. He's not really focused into the game, because normally you know if someone's behind you, someone of your team, basically, and he has no idea. And he just backs, like, against a good team, that can be a killer counter.
That's dangerous, yeah. Like, imagine you gave the ball to Correa or Martinez.
Yeah. Like, you cannot do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, not just Pellegrini.
Yeah, he did play. He was I'll say effective again. Like he was more effective than what Sandro could have been, but and he is 22. But there are still some of those mental lapses that you can't afford right now. You just can't afford it. Especially look at the time. I think it's a 7:33.
Yeah.
7 minutes 33 seconds into the game. It's still 0-0. Everyone's shitting themselves still from the weekend and midweek. Like, I could have been very detrimental. But, again, wasn't good for us. We still won. And he still made up for it in a sense where he had a decent game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But cut that shit out.
Like, again, the next two pictures are basically the same thing. And that's the next one is Keane. And we talked about it with Morata making stupid decisions up front. Same for Kulusevski at times. Same for Bernardeschi. All of them. But, like, this is textbook from Keane. Like, just play the ball. Just play the ball.
Yeah.
Like, take 2 touches and play the ball. Like, he runs, and at the end he runs into the box, and he just drops his shoulder and turns. He turns back.
Yeah.
And he plays it back to, I don't know who it was. I think Kulusevski.
Oh, this wasn't the one where he tried to pass it across?
Wasn't this one? Oh, yeah, it was this one.
And then Bernardeschi got absolutely rattled because it was a really bad pass.
Yeah, it was a bad pass.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make any... No, he took a shot, I think.
Oh.
And Bernardeschi...
whatever. He made a mistake.
Yeah, Bernardeschi should be angry. Like, that's
for sure.
Like, that's FIFA. That's just square it. Before halftime, that's 2-0. It should be 2-0. But, like... Again, this happens a lot. You remember the Morata runs or the Rabiot completely misplaced passes, or the Cuadrado misplaced passes, stuff like that. Like, and these things,
good teams capitalize on these opportunities.
These things need to basically be improved in training. I think this is just training, telling the people, showing this, like, you need this. These are the decisions you need to make.
Yep, for sure. Again, decision making all around. These are young players, but they still, like, they've been around the game long enough now. Like, Moise Kean's been a professional player for like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kulusevski's been a professional player for 3. This is his 3rd season now. He still has to improve his decision making. Like, I'm not saying you have to be Kevin De Bruyne or like Mo Salah, but just be competent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is a killer. Like, it's just frustrating. I think also, like, Bernardeschi was frustrating. Like, even not for the fans, but just for the entire squad. If you mess up these things on a consistent basis every game, it gets frustrated. Like, I get that. Like, you can see in the All or Nothing documentary how things work in the dressing room. Like, you can see the frustration and things like that. Like, and players getting angry with each other. And when the situation is bad, like, some of these players, I don't think they are mentally strong enough.
No.
Like a Chiesa.
Again, so like you said, portrayed it perfectly. We saw, like, firsthand, we watched a documentary on it. Yeah. These players, some of them are babies. Like, let's be honest. And they don't have the mental strength to just say, okay, let's get the next one, whatever, or make the right choice at the right time, the first time.
Not all of them, because the last episode in the Coppa Italia final, you remember the Chiesa scene with Pirlo in the dressing room? Like, Pirlo was basically
he played with some balls,
like, show some balls, and he improved the second half. Like, he did. He hit the post. He should have scored that, but he was better. And then he scored, and he came off. But, like, these players, like someone like Chiesa, he has a different mentality. Like, he can take some shit. Like, and he can build on that. But like Morata, Keane, maybe even Kulusevski, Bernardeschi, like these players, I don't think they can do that. They cannot flip the switch basically in 15 minutes time like Chiesa can.
Yeah, they'll never improve if they're playing some way in a game. You know that they're going to play that way. Yeah. It's never an improvement. But like you said, firsthand, Chiesa, not great first 45 minutes Coppa Italia final. Got his balls taken off, and he was great second half, or whatever, played 27 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, he was very good.
Yeah, exactly. So again, those were the 5 pictures that we had.
No, we have the Kulusevski one.
Oh, okay.
And that was very frustrating because that's a counter attack. Like, look at the pass he plays. Like, it goes to a Salernitana player basically. Like, look at Dybala up front. Like, he can play the ball to Dybala, and you can keep the drive. You can keep the counter alive, and he misplaces the ball completely. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, but these things happen a lot, especially in transition, and that's the reason why we struggle on transition. Let's be honest. Like, even last season, it looked very, how do you want to call it? Very forced. Like, nobody really knew what to do. Like, we took too many touches. Normally, like 3 touches. Like, let's say last season, Ronaldo, Chiesa, and a goal. Like, but it wasn't last season. Like, Ronaldo took 3 touches, Chiesa took another 2 touches, and it's done.
Yeah. It's timing. It's confidence sometimes, and it's your actual decision making. They all tie in here, and even how tired you are, your fitness level, you might overhit a pass or underhit a pass because you're tired. Yeah. That's not an excuse, but all these things add up, and as long as you're mentally focused, everything will be fine.
Yeah,
but obviously these guys are under a lot of pressure right now, especially right now, and nothing's coming off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say nothing because Kulusevski did make a nice pass for the first goal. Dybala did make a nice pass for the second goal. Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, we make consistently technical errors. It's becoming frustrating. I think you can bookmark that after every game that Alec will bring that up, saying technically we were poor. Like, I cannot remember a game where he didn't say that.
Atalanta, we played really well.
Yeah. Or the Chelsea.
I'm going to keep bringing that up.
Yeah. But like, technically,
first half Chelsea, we were really good.
But just technically, he always brings that up. Like, even when we say when he says we played a good game, he always ends it with, but technically we were not good enough. We misplaced a lot of passes, and at some point, that makes me believe, like, is it really the players and not just the way we set up or what we do in training? Because like, he's been saying that for I don't know how many times, even in his last season. And basically, a lot of these, like Betancourt is still there.
Yep.
Even Pirlo said it last season. I think he was talking about Rabiot, Betancourt, these players. I'm pretty sure he was talking about those players. But that needs to improve.
There's no one else you could be talking about.
It needs to improve. It really does, because it's frustrating.
Yeah, and again, so can you develop a 24-year-old to 26-year-old midfielder into being a technical midfielder, or is that just something you got to learn at an earlier age and get good quality?
Yeah, I think like technique, like you can improve, but like to a certain extent. Like,
I was gonna say, because I've had the same, like me personally, who trained probably 3 times a week, had the same technical ability when I was 16 as I did when I was 21.
Yeah.
I don't think, even if I practiced even more, I don't think my technical ability would improve because I just couldn't get better at it. So I'm wondering if Betancourt, because Betancourt can't play ball forward. Let's get that. Yeah, like, he can't do it. So can he improve on it? I don't think so. I don't think he can.
No, I agree. Like if you're technically poor, you're technically poor. It is what it is. Like, then you need to be smart. I think Pirlo said it, like, when you're not, he didn't say when you're not good enough, but something in terms like that. He said you need to play with your head. You need to be smarter.
Yeah.
Like positioning.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to be smarter. You need to keep things simple, but still effective. And that starts with positioning and something like that, he said. I don't remember when it was, It wasn't last season.
Yeah. But it's been mentioned. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think just movement, everything. I don't think you can improve Betancourt. I think that's what it is. It is what it is. Like this is the ceiling. It isn't high ceiling, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, exactly, and that's what I was saying about you could tactically you can improve.
Yeah. For sure.
Tactically, you can improve. The way you're coached, obviously you can improve, but can you improve passing the ball when you've been doing the same thing over and over again? I don't think so. Oh. So especially at this age, like you're not in your development years anymore. You're 24. Like you're not old, but you're not 17.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think it is what it is, and that's why I think we are in this situation because the decline again. I had a discussion because I tweeted something saying it's quite embarrassing what is happening on and off the field because people were saying, but like there are teams with a bigger decline, blah blah blah, and I never said there weren't teams with a bigger decline or something like that. I just said we come from 9 titles in a row,
right? Yep.
And we dropped off into scraping top 4 on the last day because Napoli messed it up, and we are now 7 points. That's a decline. It is a decline.
Massive decline.
That's a big decline. And I'm not saying it's a bigger decline than Milan or Inter or something like that, but we came from 9 winning titles in a row, and we went from that to scraping top 4. Not even just missing out or finishing third with only 6 points behind. Like it's a bad season. We went off a cliff. That's a decline.
We were, I believe, 13 points away.
Yeah, but like we scraped.
Yeah,
top 4.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. Yeah,
and this season we were 7 points behind top 4 after 15 games. Like that's a decline. I don't care what people say. It's a decline.
And usually you go like you're at the top and you go like this.
It's a bit stale and you go.
We went that.
Yeah, that's a decline. And again, and people say, but they need time. I've never said that we don't need time. That was not the point I was making. The point I was making is it's a big decline. In 2 years' time, it's massive. Like it shouldn't be happening when you're coming from winning 9 titles in a row. You can drop off, but this kind of type of drop off, it's a decline, period. I don't care what anyone says. I will never agree. It's a decline for me. It is what it is. And people say, but like you're spoiled. Remember 2006, remember 1970. I was like, but that's in the past. I'm not talking about that. Like
we got standards to hold. Like we don't have to win the title. Like we can have a transition year, yes. But we shouldn't be 13 points off scraping Champions League and then now where we are in 18 months.
People say,
that's crazy.
Remember 2006 or that period of time, like it happens or something like that. Yeah, but it shouldn't be happening. I'm sorry. Like we have a standard. You're going from this to that not even in 2 years' time. That's insane. That's a sign of very bad management. And we saw it. Like we have 3 different coaches in 3 years, and we ended up with the guy we sacked. So there's no plan.
Yeah.
Like there's no plan across the board. Nothing makes sense. Transfers, nothing made sense. So it's a decline because it's a shit show on and off the field. It's a decline again. I'm not saying it's gonna take us 10 years to get back to the top. If next season we are winning the Scudetto, we still had a decline. It's still a decline.
Yeah. So we had an incline then as well for next year, like a massive incline.
Yeah, and people called me out for it, saying I'm being a bit spoiled because we were worse in the past. I'm like, but how was that relevant that we were worse in the past?
It's not relevant.
That was also a mistake. We shouldn't be that worse in the past. It happened. That doesn't mean it should happen every X amount of years.
10 years or whatever, yeah.
Like it can happen that you drop off. But not like that in 2 years' time. That's massive.
Yeah. Basically, every year you are, or as a club, you're Juventus. There's no excuse. There's none. There's no excuse that you should be 13 points away scraping for a Champions League spot. And there's no excuse that you should be in the hole you're in now. It's not like we're a broke club. It's not like we're a selling club. You know what I mean? There's no excuse.
No, it's just bad management.
Yeah,
and it happened.
And that's crazy with this team.
Yeah.
With this level of club.
Yeah. It's very incompetent. I'm sorry. Like the decisions I have made over the years, sacking Marotta, bringing Paratici and bringing him and doing that, selling your best players, getting so many free agents that really didn't make sense. Like we said it, I think maybe our second stream together, we said like the setup, like the way this squad is set up, it doesn't really
composition.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like in some positions we have a lot of players, and in some positions there's nothing, or just the covers.
And in some positions there's a lot of players that are bad.
Yeah, like
center midfield.
So overall, it's a decline. It is just the whole package. We decline, and if you don't want to call it out, that's fine. But you shouldn't be basically saying to me to not call it out, because I will call it out.
Exactly.
Like we're coming from those 9 titles, and I should accept scraping top 4. Like I'm not doing that. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing that, but I'm not dropping my standards. Like if we were having these type of seasons for the last 10 years, then yeah, it's not a decline. Like that's what it is.
It's the standard. That's the standard. Yeah.
But I'm not lowering the standards. Like it shouldn't be happening. Like if you miss out on the Scudetto 2 years in a row, that's fine, but at least give it a go. We're not even close.
Yeah, be 6 points away. Yeah. Don't be 13 and scraping.
We're not even close, so it's a decline.
Yeah. So that's Ali's podcast thoughts, brought to you by Serie A Fantasy app. But yeah, so we'll move away from the tactical board, and we'll get into our injury time now, unless you have something else to say about our decline.
No. I think there's a question, so we'll get into it.
We'll get back into it, I guess. Okay, so now we're at injury time. This is what the part of the show, the podcast, where we get the questions that were given to us from Twitter users.
Also YouTube this time.
And YouTube. Perfect. So YouTube and Twitter, and we will do our best to answer them. We might have differing opinions. That probably makes it a bit better, but we usually agree on stuff, so... Our first one comes from Twitter, I believe, and it's at Juventino MC. And it is, has Kulusevski actually been given enough minutes to prove himself? So I'm gonna take this one first because that's my guy.
Yeah. Not
the Twitter handle, the player Kulusevski. And I'm not sure who MC Juventino is or whatever. But this year in particular, he's not been given enough minutes at the position where he's most successful. And again, not yesterday, Tuesday, Salernitana, first chance in his most successful position. And guess what? Provided an assist, looked actually all right.
Yeah.
And there you go. Other than that, he's not been used enough. He's not been used in his right spot. This season in particular, like I said, last year he was used as a striker most games. So I don't believe that's his natural position either, but he was still okay. So I think he's a good player, and he needs more. He needs to be given more of a chance in this current iteration of a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I know that's your guy. So, but, I agree. I think the chances he got this season weren't in his position. Like he needed the man mark Brozovic. And then he got a few minutes here. He played and he got pulled off like 55 minutes or something like that. A few minutes there, a few minutes here. That's not going to help a player who's low on confidence or who's not playing at all at the moment.
Exactly.
Now we got a chance against Salernitana. I thought it was decent. Like it wasn't perfect. We went, like we said it. Like it was clear it wasn't perfect. I didn't expect it to be perfect. Let's see. Like if we play the 4-2-3-1 until the end of the year, he should be getting more minutes. Chiesa's out, Bernardeschi. It depends how we will set up. Yeah. So we should get more minutes. So let's see. But he should be getting playing time now. And then you can make up your decision. Like if he has a run of...
Yes.
Out of including the Salernitana games, so 6 games. If he starts 4 of those games and comes off the bench for 2 of those, you can basically make, how you want to call it, a fair... assessment of the situation. Then you can say, yeah, you got a chance, and nah, it's not working out. And then maybe you can say, yeah, take the money and invest it in other positions. But I think let's see the coming 5 games.
Yep.
Again, I said it against Justin. Like at times you can see, okay, he's talented. Like he can handle a ball. Like he can shoot a ball. And at times you're looking at him and you say, "Oh, why?"
It's a raw. It's like a newborn deer.
Yeah, like
it's so fragile.
Like don't make that stupid decision at that moment in time. And then the next ball he receives, like he does something great. I'm like, why? Like why are you so inconsistent with decision making, basically? Yeah, let's see.
100%.
Let's see.
Again, this month of December is going to be very critical to his place at the club, long term and I guess short term as well, because he might be gone. So that's an excellent question. We'll move on to the next one. And this is from @MarcoD_1985. And Marco's asking, do you think Dybala could be a better option as a number 9 than Morata or Keane, given how bad they are at the moment? This would allow us to play a front 3 of Chiesa, Dybala, Kulusevski, and Dybala would be closer to the goal instead of dropping deep. I think Dybala enjoys dropping deep.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to play up there as his back to goal. I think he wants to come collect the ball and dictate play. I think that's the kind of player he is. So if anything, he's going to have to play. My dog's got the zoomies. I think Dybala is going to have to be a guy who plays as a false 9 if we do that 4-3-3. So I don't see that working.
I agree. I think because it's always a big thing when Dybala drops deep. Again, I'm not saying he needs to pick up the ball in front of our back line.
Yeah, no one's saying that. Yeah.
I think he's at his best if he can drop a bit deep. I think that's like he had his best season under Allegri when he did that. Remember?
With Higuain.
With Higuain, and he was dropping deep. He was not fixated up top. Besides Higuain, he was dropping deep. And I think that was the best Dybala at Juve. It was.
Yeah, 2017 Dybala, 100%.
Yeah, I think he had another season when he had more goal contributions, but still that season, for me, was the best Dybala at the club, and it was under Allegri. So I don't think he has a problem playing deep. Like, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think like playing him as a striker or just as a number 9. I don't think that's gonna work for him.
I got a counter question, or I guess a question to bounce off that. Would you rather have the ball looking at the defenders, facing on with the ball at his feet, or do you want him holding a guy back and trying to turn?
Yeah, no, not.
What do you want?
Because I don't think he can hold on to the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like he will be very ineffective.
Yeah, you want the ball to pick up the ball and pull the strings, and we've seen that multiple times this year already. Where when he's on and he has that ability, it looks great. We actually look like we have an idea. Yeah. See Zenit, see Salernitana, see a couple other games.
Yeah.
So I think his best position. Now again, on Tuesday we relied on Bernardeschi coming back and tracking in midfield.
Yeah.
So Dybala didn't have to do that. So I believe that this current iteration of the 4-2-3-1 with Dybala hanging up, attacking, but not coming back defensively is the best one.
I agree. At the moment, with this team, with this set of players, I think it is. Maybe if Vlahovic comes in, that can change.
Yeah.
But for now, no, I would not play him as number 9. Again, I'm not the massive Morata fan, but let's see how it will work out in a 4-2-3-1 because Keane played. Let's see how Morata will do. I think he will play on Sunday. If he keeps if he holds on to the same setup basically, then let's see how Morata will basically perform in this because Genoa are a better team than Salernitana. They're missing Rovella and Sturaro, but still they are just a better team than Salernitana. So let's see how Morata will play in that position basically. And
Genoa will be playing a different formation as well, 3-5-2. So again, another thing to think about. So we can move on from that. That's a good question still, Marco. Very good. Moving on to @Sohel Khan. Why does Juventus never go for a foreign coach, like a German coach who knows how to play attractive football? I think that's just the in thing right now to get a German, right? You know what I mean? Like everyone wants a German coach.
I was saying in general, like we don't get foreign coach unless he's an ex-player like Deschamps.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Deschamps did us a favor though. Like,
yeah, he did us a favor.
That was out of necessity.
But it's the club. Basically, it's the club's DNA.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a buzzword, but like, I don't think a foreign, like, a non-Italian coach will work with the club unless he knows the club, because the way we play, the way we operate, like the decision making, it's not like Pep at City. He wants Grealish,
you don't
will get Grealish.
Yeah,
like,
to say.
if you want, let's say you want, like, Allegri wanted Isco, like he wanted a trequartista, period.
Forever.
Yeah. So his main target was Isco. The club said, no, we cannot get him. He said, okay, I will take Saponara. He didn't even get Saponara. So, but he accepted it. Like, and people, again, that's something, like, Allegri got a lot of stake, but he works with the players he got. Like, he want different players, even different style at times, and he was not getting them. So that's why I don't think a foreign coach will work at the club.
I was going to say, like, you think Jurgen Klopp wants to coach when Nedved and Yeli and Carabini are all buzzing around him? Hell no.
Yeah, that's something.
He doesn't want that.
You don't see that in England. Like, these managers are on training sessions.
You don't see that in Germany either, because the people that run the show are not even majority owners, so they really can't.
Yeah, like, it's different.
You won't see Hansi Flick. You don't see the guys who run Bayern, at the time, Bayern Munich. They weren't buzzing around him. Maybe Salihamidzic was a bit, but
yeah, it's different. It's different. That's why, like, maybe there was a time when we cycled Allegri, I was like, we need to change. Like, why not go for like a non-Italian coach for once?
Yeah.
Maybe that will break. I don't want to call it. But yeah, it will break the
stereotype kind of thing.
Yeah, and also do something different. But with this ownership and the way, basically, the history of the club it's never gonna happen, in my opinion. Like, never, unless it's Zidane. But again, that's an ex-player. He knows the club. Like, he's loved within the club, by the owners. That's very different. So that's why I said it needs to be an ex-player.
Yeah, and that's why Nedved sets as high as he does.
Yeah.
So that's a very good question again, though. But again, it is quite club politics, in a way. But we always usually get the best Italian coaches, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
it's a little bit old school, but whatever. Now we're going to Mark Jakobsen, Mark_Jakobsen, who's asking, why do Juve fans live so much in the past? This is going back to your point. Both regarding winning fino alla fine, grinta, and players and coaches.
So I see him. So I see Mark a lot. I see his tweets under our account, and he gets a lot of stake by fans because he's quote unquote negative. But I think he has a standard, and he's not basically dropping the standards. Like, maybe he has even higher standards compared to us too, even higher. Which I get, that's fine, but I see he gets a lot of stake on the account. But I kind of agree with him. Like, now, the past is great. It is great. Like, winning 9 titles in a row. Like, you will never forget that. That's special. For sure. We will never do that again in our lifetime. Like, that's not happening again. That's amazing, and that you should basically, how do you want to call it? You should treasure that. Like, it's something special.
Yeah, respect it.
Respect it.
You can say that forever now.
Yeah, you should be looking back at those moments and say, what a great time. Now, at the moment, you're bad. You cannot say, but we won 9 leagues, so it's okay to be bad now. That's not okay.
No,
that's dropping the standards, and that should not be the policy of the club. Like, that shouldn't be, like, the quote-unquote DNA of the club. Like, how many times did the club say, like, Agnelli, Allegri, the past is the past? Like, even in the documentary, what happens today... What happened yesterday is forgotten. Like, what happens? What are we doing today? Are we winning? Are we losing? Are we improving? If you're not improving, the past doesn't matter. Like, even the club says 100%. That. So I find it strange when fans say, yeah, we're bad, but we won 9 titles in a row. I'm like, yeah, great, fantastic, great time, like, amazing time. Like, if you look back at it now, it's crazy, like, insane. But we are losing at the moment. So I agree with Mark.
Yeah. So for Mark, there's 5 things he listed: winning, Fino alla fine, Grinta, players and coaches. So for 3 of those things, the winning, the players and coaches, I agree with. Like, that's the past. Let's get over it. Right? But for the Fino alla fine and the Grinta, I think that's part of our history, and that still needs to continue.
Yeah, that's the way.
Those 2 things still need to happen. That's how you signify yourself against other clubs.
Yeah,
that's what we always fight to the very end. Like Chiesa, Locatelli, we already see that they're growing into that. They have that. The Grinta, like Locatelli, man, I love that. He brought that. He stepped up another level. Like every shot attempt, he's diving his face in front of the ball. Beautiful. You still need that. You still need warriors like that. But again, when he's saying winning players and coaches, I 100% agree with Mark.
I think he means with Grinta because people are basically hyping that up at the moment. But that's not like Grinta will get you so far. Like you need quality.
Okay, so yeah.
I think he means that.
In that sense, okay, in that sense, for sure.
Like
you can't just have 11 Grinta players. You can't just have 11 of those.
No, but you see, after we lose and people, like, you get mad. You should be getting mad, disappointed. You say stuff maybe a bit out of context, and people say, Fino alla fine, I still love the club. Like, nobody says we don't love the club. Like, I think he means that. Like, people, after every loss, people say, but still Fino alla fine. Yeah, like, nobody's switching to Milan because we lost a game or something like that.
Yeah.
But, like, it shouldn't be, how do you want to call it, an excuse. Or something like
that's
that.
Fair. Okay.
I think he means that.
Okay, that's fair then. Mark, let us know what you actually meant.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, if you do watch it, then our next question comes from Mikel Heideby. Okay. So he says, how many years will it take for Juventus to get back into the Champions League? So I guess just back into the competition.
Yeah.
I hope just if we don't get into it this year, I hope it's just the 1 year absence. Preferably 1 year absence, but I don't know.
So we play Genoa. Atalanta play Inter away this week, if I'm not mistaken. Inter play Atalanta at home, no?
Yeah.
And it's Lazio. No, it's Napoli. Oh, it's not. It's Napoli Roma or something like that. No, it's Inter Roma and it's Napoli Atalanta, something like that.
Yeah. Some guy listed it out perfectly. I was like, wow, that's cool.
So again, if you win and one of those you creep again closer. I don't know. We're 7 points behind. I said, yeah.
We're 7 points behind Atalanta and 4.
Like looking at their fixtures, and then again, they need to win every game, even against smaller teams. We need to do the same. Like, that's it. You need to win all of the remaining games, period. But if you go into January and you're only 3 points behind, even 4, it's still open somehow. Even if you have Inter, Napoli, and Roma or something like that in the first 5 games of the new year, it's still open. And I don't think we have a problem against the bigger teams. I think the problem lies, like, you're not winning all big matches. Not even when we were dominating, you drop some points.
For sure.
The problem is we drop points against the smaller teams. So if we drop points against Milan at home, it can happen. Away from Inter, it can happen. The loss against Napoli, we had half the team out. So
it was expected almost.
And we even gave it away, the points. Like, we handed them the points back then. So again, the main focus is game by game and just winning our games against quote unquote smaller teams where we struggle, and then let's see in January. Because I am more nervous when we play Spezia away or at home than we play Inter away or at home. That might sound crazy, but I'm calmer if we play a bigger team.
Yeah, you're confident that they're gonna give themselves a chance to win. It might not be the prettiest way, but they'll give themselves a chance to win.
Yeah.
But against Spezia, they might try something crazy and then they get scored. Remember Benevento again? I'll bring it back. Arthur's trying to switch the ball in front of his box, and Gajic scores. Who's Gajic?
Yeah.
So
I hope this
answer
year.
His question. Yeah, exactly. So Mikel, we hope this year, but honestly, as soon as possible. That's how many years? If that's my honest answer.
Yeah.
My That's my hard answer, but it all depends off the field stuff too. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about the investigation, talking about our financial situation, who we can bring in and whatnot, and who we're going to lose.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a better answer probably next August.
Oh my God. By then you already know we are in it.
Yeah.
That's cheating. I would say around the end of February you can get an answer on that.
But he's saying that how long will it take us to get back into it? So what?
Yeah, he means even this season. Yeah, I think he also means that.
Fair.
I think he means
okay. Also. Good question, Mikkel. A lot of Danish guys.
Yeah.
From Mike and a bunch of numbers. I'm not gonna read them all out. He's got a nice pizza picture. Realistically, who will Juventus pursue in January, and who will be leaving? So I think it's Zakaria we're pursuing. Yeah, I think that's the main name.
The reports were very strange from Di Marzio today, saying a few months ago we had him. Like nobody reported we had him a few months ago. So that's out of nowhere. Like, so I don't know, but I said it before. I don't believe we're getting Zakaria. I don't believe we're getting 0%, anyone.
To be fair,
anyone.
Yeah.
Also because
I 100% agree with that as well.
Like to answer the next question, who will be leaving? The main player to leave is Ramsey, and I think we're not getting anything for him. I think they're gonna agree to basically terminate the contract, something like that. So
it's gonna be a Douglas Costa.
Yeah, maybe not even that. Maybe we just need to pay his agent the $2 million he wants or something like that. I think we're not making money off that. That's why I'm saying I don't see anyone coming in. Also, for the Champions League list and stuff like that. So that's my opinion. But yeah, the name is Zakaria or Witsel, basically.
Yeah, so the two main targets, we'll say, potential incomings, is Zakaria and Witsel, but I don't think we're getting any of them either. And the main outgoing is Ramsey, 100% he's got to go. And then I guess we're listening on Kulusevski, we're listening on Rabiot, and I guess McKennie as well, and Arthur.
Yeah,
just listening. You know what I mean?
Entire midfield.
Yeah.
Bar Locatelli.
Yeah. So it's going to be, if you're expecting fireworks in January, I wouldn't expect them.
No, I agree.
So
not happening.
I think we got 2 more questions. Nope.
Yeah,
just the one. We just got one more.
No, 2.
I got one more. 2?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have the last one. I only have this one.
Okay, I'll read it out.
I got Shamaktar Chiesa.
Yeah.
Should DeCilio's contract be renewed at a low wage if he performs positively in the rest of the season?
No.
I'm gonna say
because he's never fit.
This is the first one where we disagree. I say if it's like $1 million, yes.
But he's never fit.
No, fair. But I say for $1 million, sure.
But again, like he's not like when is he playing? So he's a backup, but he's not even a backup because he's never there. Like how long is he out now? Like he picks up these injuries and he's not out 10 days. He's out 1 month. Then he plays 2 games another month. It's insane. I think it's a waste of, and I get that we cannot replace any position. But like he shouldn't.
That's the thing.
Like he's not accepting $1 million. That's a sorry.
I know. That was just
but I would say no because he's never fit. Like if he could stay fit, I would have no problem at the moment because we need to fill up so many positions, and just for to be a backup, I think he can do a job to a certain capacity. I think we need to improve the starting positions, not the backups at the moment.
Yeah.
Like let's start with starting positions, and then we can look at the backups because the starting positions at the moment are not good enough. So let alone the backups.
So basically, you're saying again, I would agree with this as well. You let DeCilio walk, and then you just promote Coney to Winter.
Yeah, that's obviously what I would say. Yeah, that's something we need to do now. And then you can invest on maybe a starting left back and replace Sandro, or starting right back, like you name it.
Yeah.
But you have Coney to Winter. Like, give him a chance. Like he can stay fit. At least he's fit. Will he do in the first season? Will he play on the same level as DeCilio, experience-wise? Maybe not, but that's okay. He's young. But if he can give you something, he's in-house. You already paid for him in the past, something like that. Like, you don't need to spend 25 million on a backup.
Yep.
And his wages are the minimum. So
yep,
it's a win-win in my opinion. I would say also because he can play center back.
Yeah, he's utility. Just like DeShilio could play left and right back. But DeShilio's injury is a biceps femoris muscle injury. He's been out for 39 days so far. He's missed 9 games.
That's insane.
And then earlier on in the season, he had the classic unknown injury.
Like he misses too many games. Like even for a backup, he's not even a backup. He's never there.
Yeah, he's a ghost at this point.
I would say no for me. No.
I would say I have to listen to the circumstances, but I see it both ways. Yes, if it's like the cheapest of the cheap in terms of wages, and then no, if we're just going to promote Coney to winter. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I got no problem.
I think the club are going I talked about it with Justin. I think the club is going to force Allegri to basically promote some of these players to
and
fill in the holes. At some point, you need to do that. Like I said against Justin, Abramovich at Chelsea said, okay, I might be lying, but I think it was 4 or 3 years. He wants to bring up one youth player, like out of the academy, every 4 years. Bring in the first team. If he works out, great. If he doesn't, sell. Because he said we need to be a sustainable club. Like, I can still pump in money, but at some point, the academy needs to do its work. And that's basically what the club also needs to basically achieve to a certain level. Like the last player was it was Keane, okay, but like the real player who went into the team was Marquisio, and even he went on loan, blah blah blah. You know, he came back because we were bad at the time.
Yeah.
But look at Chelsea, Reece James, Mason Mount,
Hudson-Odoi,
Abraham.
And then they got Conor Gallagher out on loan right now.
Yeah, and
they got Billy Gilmore out on loan right now.
The guy who scored against us. I forgot his name. Chalobah?
Who? Oh, Trevo Chalobah.
Yeah, like you players. Like how many players do they have? Again, I'm not saying the quality of our youth setup is like that, but it improved the last 3 years. It improved massively.
We've beaten Chelsea now twice.
Yeah. Like they are having a dip. They are having a dip. Because I read something on goal, they're having also because they promoted so much, and they sold also a lot. I think Livramento went to Southampton. I think. He looked like a good player, but at some point you need to trust Coney the Winter. You need to trust Sule, Fagioli. If they don't work out, it is what it is. But like the hope is that one of them works out and is a starting player. Also, he doesn't like the UCL list. He's a homegrown player at the end of the day. Like all these things come into consideration in play. Lower wages, no transfer fee. You can improve. Like you don't have a number 9 in the academy. You can splash all the money on a number 9. I'm saying things.
Yep.
I think the club is going to force that on Allegri. I think he knows that.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So you said you got one more question?
Yeah, I will read it out. It's from Andrew Finnan.
Nice. I didn't see that one on the
He
list.
said, if you could go back to the summer window, would you have taken Pjanic? We would still have Loca in the current 11.
Is it on loan?
I don't know. Just you can make it a loan because that was basically the deal.
In hindsight, yes.
But at the
because
time,
he's actually not. I've seen him play for Besiktas and he's been pretty good. Like I've actually watched a couple of games because Kyle Aaron plays for them and Atiba Hutchinson, and he's been actually pretty good for the Turkish league and in Champions League. He's been pretty good, but I didn't know he was going to be still at that kind of level at the time, so maybe not. But now that I've seen him, yes.
Okay, so
just for the loan year, just the stopgap year, so he knows Allegri, he knows what he wants, and he could have played something different.
Yeah, if we had moved on the players we needed to move on, because that was basically the back. That's why he didn't came. Not because the club didn't want him, because they wanted to bring him back, but we couldn't start. Like, I think it's still taking a step into the past. Like we sold him for a reason. He wasn't good enough anymore. Bringing him back, maybe it would have helped this season so far. I think it would have helped it would, but I'm not blaming the club for not doing it, if you know what I mean.
No,
Like, it's not
I get
outrageous.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a devil's advocate situation. Like, I'm not so pissed that they didn't do it, but if I could have the chance again to do it, I would probably sign him.
Yeah, if it was a
You know what
dry
I mean?
loan,
Yeah.
I get that. Like, no,
Yes.
but like, I think the talks were also, we need to pay, or we need an option. It's like, it was very strange. I don't know. I would still say no, but I think he could have done a job for us. Like, if you see Betancourt and all those players, like Arthur's not even getting minutes. So
yeah,
he's out
I
of the
think
picture.
we wouldn't have played a 4-4-2 at the beginning if he was on the team.
I think
This is what I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have moved Locatelli.
Yep.
And he just said Pjanic, which is also not his best position, but he played with us under Allegri like
done
that
it before. Yeah.
So maybe then, if you think about it, but like, it's just frustrating. Like, if you would have done that, like, it's you sold him for a reason. The deal didn't work out with Arthur because Arthur is not performing. He's not even in the picture at the moment. But it would be frustrating.
Yep.
It would be,
100%.
in my opinion. So I don't know. I would still lean to no. But if people say yes for one season on loan, I get that, considering the level of our
the way
team.
we started. Yeah, the way we started, the decisions Allegri made. Yeah. I would 100% take him, to be honest. But I do also understand why we didn't.
Yeah.
Which is fair. You can have both things can be true. It's a good thing that he didn't come, but it's also a bad thing he didn't come. And again, both things could be true.
Yeah.
So, are you good with the injury time? That was a long injury time. We were in like Fergie time there. But yeah, so guys, that was our second podcast. Thank you for joining today. Thank you for watching as always. And at the bottom, you see that we have the Christmas event, I'll say. So stay tuned for all our announcements that are coming in the future. Stay tuned for our potential new Juventus jersey, because we still love the club, of course, even though we're in some downtimes. Click or like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon, like I said. And Ale, go make your pasta, go enjoy some dinner. So today's Friday, so it'll be coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah, Saturday.
Okay, so it'll be coming out Saturday. Tomorrow, I won't be available for a preview, so I don't know if we're doing a preview show tomorrow.
Yeah, we're doing a preview show. I'm doing it.
Okay, so stay tuned for that.
If you're watching, it's today, basically. Preview for the Genoa game.
Yeah.
And also on the Christmas giveaway, because someone asked me a question, you can choose the name that's coming on the back, and the first kit, away kit, like, that's up to you. Shipment, your choice. Yeah, everything. Just, you will let us know, and we will take care of that. The jersey will be shipped to you. Like, you make the choice. It's gonna be, I think the announcement is gonna drop next week, and we will handpick the winner the week before Christmas, and hopefully you will get it around Christmas time. But it's very busy with the thing.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a very busy period. Let's hope. If not, you're gonna get it either way, the winner. So
yeah, it might be a little bit later, but whatever.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that, everyone. Exciting times on the show or on the channel. Thank you for watching as always. Follow Bianconeri Zone on Twitter and Instagram. At Bianconeri Zone. Follow Aleandro if you want. At Aleandro BZ. Follow Justin Sapporo if you want. At Justin Sapporo. And for myself at Gennady151. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.